This video covers the general operation and maintenance for your new equipment. Every operator should watch this video before using the machine. Provided with your machine was an operator's manual. If you have not read this document, please pause this video and do so before continuing. This video provides information that is general and not tailored for your specific cleaning application. It does not take into consideration the health and safety risks specific to your application. Due to the many and various cleaning applications, the manufacturer, importer, distributor, or seller of this equipment is not responsible for its performance. So, let's get into it.
Hello, I'm Dave from Alpha Clean, and my goal today is to make your job as easy as possible. What I'm about to run through with you is our cable Columbus machine. That is our 55K40. K stands for a cable machine, so this machine is not battery operated, so therefore we're running off a power source. This one here is a 50 centimetre scrubbing width. Please note we do also have the 43K, that is a 43 scrubbing width. Both machines are 40 litre capacity, so there's no difference in that, it's just the difference in the brush width. So I'll just give you a run through on this machine. So basically, to fill the machine up with our clean water is straight in through the front section here, which is accessible once we lift up the lid. So any clean water or any chemicals that you may require will go in the front here. Please don't hesitate to contact Alpha Clean in regards with what chemicals we recommend. One thing we do say is to try and use a low foaming chemical. If you use a chemical that foams too much, that could create issues with your vacuum motor. So as our water comes in, this is our waste water compartment. What can happen is that if we use a foamy chemical, you'll get a lot of foam in this tank and it could end up working its way into our vac motor. So on the vac motor here, we've got a little vacuum filter. This can be inspected daily or after each use. If this is wet, therefore you may have got some moisture in there, so therefore we do recommend before packing the machine away to run the vacuum motor for about 30 seconds on its own, just to try and blow out any moisture. This here can be rinsed under a tap and kept clean. If it is at all moist, we then recommend store it in its open positions. Therefore we leave the lid open, leave this out for it to dry overnight before putting it back in. So the other things to maintain in here is we always keep, so this here is our ball float. So it can be easily removed. Now over time you'll get a lot of lint and fluff and a build up of material on here. Now we don't want it to restrict the ball from moving up and down, so we want to make sure we keep that clean, because as the water comes up it'll pick the ball up and this is what will block your suction. If you have too much foam, what can happen is the foam's not heavy enough to pick the ball up, so therefore the ball won't come up, the foam will get into your vacuum motor, and that's where if you get moisture into your vacuum motor, that's where they will not cover it under warranty. The other thing to try and keep clean is your seal around the tank, because we need to get a good sealing surface on our tank, otherwise this could affect the suction on the machine. If this tank is kept open, we won't get the suction that's required to dry your floor. Also, on operating this machine, we'll notice the handle is fully adjustable to wherever you feel comfortable, so depending on the height. So these machines are available with both your pad holder, which obviously you can run different pads on, as well as different grades of brushes. This here's our standard brush. We go softer and we go harder. To put your brush on, we can simply tilt the machine back there, and we just got to line the spigot up with the motor coupling, and it just clicks on in its anti-clockwise position. And to take it off, we just wind it clockwise and the brush just drops off. So it's very simple. With your pads, to remove your pad, it's simply a matter of just unscrewing this yellow clip. Now we do have a few different type of clip arrangements. This one's just a screw one, and then the pad can be removed. Obviously depending on the floor as to whether we recommend a brush or a pad and what type of brush, so feel free to contact us and we can obviously give you some guidance as to what we recommend. It's on this dial under here, which is a coupling we can turn. Now as we turn that, that'll change the angle of the brush. So if you feel that the brush is not sitting level, and it's sort of digging in on one side. This here is what we would use to adjust the angle of the brush. So to raise and lower the squeegee is obviously on this lever. So it's either down or it's up. Very simple. To remove the squeegee assembly, we can remove the hose. This needs to be inspected because this is where a lot of your rubbish can get caught if you're picking up a lot of debris. So that can be easily removed. Then to remove our squeegee, it's just on the two locking arms here. We just loosen them off and it slides off. So the holes are elongated. Therefore, if your squeegee comes in contact with a pole or a wall, it will just fall off rather than actually damage anything on the machine. So it can be pulled off. Now, please note that we have got a few different grades of squeegees. This is our standard. We also have an oil pregnated or an oil resistant squeegee. This here is what's going to wear on your squeegee. So as this wears, it won't leave a real dry floor. So please note we can swap it around, end for end it, and use the other side, and then we can flip it upside down and use the other side. So just a series of wing nuts, and we can easily remove them. So please note we do recommend pulling this off daily, or at least inspecting it, because you will get a build up of rubbish here. So it's a matter of keeping it clean, just the same as keeping your hose clean. So to put on, it just mounts back onto the machine. We do it up firm, and then we connect our hose. So what you'll notice is that our brush deck is off center a little bit. So you'll see it sitting to the right hand side of the machine. That is so that you can get close up to the edges. So as you're getting up against walls and edges, you'll find that run it with the wall on the right hand side. Then you've got these little guide rollers. So we've got guide rollers on our squeegee and on our brush deck here. So therefore, as you come up against a wall or skirting, you won't mark it, and you can just run it along that wall. So please note it is a cable version, this machine. So we've got our cable lead here to plug in, just a standard 10 amp power point, standard 10 amp lead. Runs through. We always like to have a cable restrainer on the machine, therefore it just saves pulling the plug out. So on the machine we do have two circuit breakers here. So if the machine loads up, it might be that we're trying to scrub a really coarse floor without any water, for an example, and we're loading the machine up, or there could be a fault with the machine. So if for some reason the machine's not working, we recommend you just check these two circuit breakers. So the machine is operated really with just two switches. So we've got one switch here is for our vacuum, so we turn our vacuum on, is on here. And then this one here is our brush switch. So as we turn it, it'll turn your brush on. The more I turn this lever, it will allow more water to come onto the floor. So the more I turn it, the more water will come out. As I bring it back, it'll reduce the water. And then as I turn it off, it'll stop the brush. So to empty our dirty water, this here is our dirty water hose. So this is what will allow us to release all our dirty water out of the machine. And this one here is what will release our clean water. So as you'll notice, we've got a ball float in this hose here. This will tell us how much water we have in the machine. And obviously if we want to empty the clean water, we can simply empty it out of this hose. Please note all our machines come with a QR code. This can be read by using any smartphone. This will give you access to any training videos, any operation manuals, parts manuals. For any further information, please don't hesitate to use this code. So please note this machine has only got the one axle, so just the one set of wheels. So as you'll notice, the machine can just be tilted back and then put back into its running position. So when you're transporting the machine, you can just tilt it back and wheel it around. When the machine's ready to run, we have it sitting in that position there. We can then lower the squeegee and then it's all ready to go. So we can turn our brush on, turn our vacuum on and just maneuver the machine. As you can see, this machine is very simple to operate, very simple to maintain. Please do not hesitate to contact Alpha
Thank you
Clean
for your
if you've got
time,
any further questions.
and we hope this video has been helpful. Remember that regular maintenance of your machine is recommended to optimize its life cycle.